This video is going to be interesting because I'm going to talk about all the AFC East teams. Let's see how many people I piss off. What is up, AFC East? I normally start my videos by saying Fin fans, but I'm hoping it's not just Fin fans watching this, because I'm going to break down and kind of talk about the storyline for each of the teams in the AFC East going into the 2023 season. Shout out to my man, my graphic guy, for making that fantastic thumbnail. You can't look at that thumbnail and don't think that's sexy. So Jordan, I appreciate the heck out of you. He also did the banner. He does a lot of my graphics, the pregame and the game live stream graphics. He's the best. Jordan, I appreciate the heck out of you. But before we have to jump into that, I have two things I want to touch upon. First and foremost, I've been slipping, and I do greatly apologize. I haven't been shouting out the new members or patrons in a hot minute. Unfortunately, no new patrons, but again, don't ever feel like you need to. I greatly appreciate you subscribing, liking, and commenting. That's all that matters to me. But there has been a ton of members, and I've been slipping. And to those members, I apologize for not shouting you out as soon as you join that membership. And we got DP, we got J. P. Ryan, we have David Lee, we have Brian Midget Jr., we have Leighton Dorman, we have Think Blue Dodgers, Boss 21, and Mark Bramonti. Thank you so much for joining the membership. Again, if you'd like to join the membership, it is the join button next to the subscribe button. You guys got special videos. I think you have a few. If you haven't checked them out yet, they're in the community tab or the membership tab. And if you'd like to join the Patreon, that is linked in the description below. You have special content, and you have a special podcast-ish where I walk and I talk to you guys. I've done 2 episodes, but since my back got worse, I'm getting that fixed on the 6th. I kind of put that on a hiatus, but I still talk about a lot of stuff. You got a ton of content there. Also, real quick, the Discord. I've had a Discord for just the patrons and just the members, but I'm now going to open the Discord to all of you guys. But I'm sprucing it up. So before I open the Discord to everyone, I'm going to try to make it look really nice, try and make it look really cool, so you guys can enjoy that. So I'll let you know when the Discord's open to you guys. One other thing, and then we'll get into it, I promise. I broke my chair. I'm sitting in a different chair. Now, I didn't break it. The chair's a piece of garbage, and the bar across the front of the seat detached from the side. So this is the sides of the chair. There's a bar across the front. It detached. So I kept sloping. I told you guys about that already. I need your help. To my gamers, to my office people, to all those guys. I want a comfortable chair. I work from this chair. I sit here constantly, hours a day, breaking down film, doing research, making content. I need a comfortable chair. I'm not going to spend lots of money. But if you know, hey, Doug, this chair is comfortable and it's only like $200, you should definitely check it out. Please, either DM me, email me, or comment below. I need help finding a chair. For the love of everything holy. So now, let's get into the video. We're going to be talking about all of the AFC East. I'm going to start with the Dolphins, and then I'm going to kind of go in the order of the rest. There's no specific order, but maybe where they end up. I don't know. Start with the Dolphins. I'm not going to go too much into details because I have videos planned to go into this, dissecting it bit by bit, to expectations, defensive expectations, Mike McDaniel expectations. I got a lot of content for the next 2 weeks. But just in a nutshell, we know what the storyline of the Miami Dolphins is. Can Tua stay healthy? To me, that is the most important, and that is number one. If he plays 17 games, obviously he's not going to have 17 perfect games. But to me, those, 5 losses we had, 4 or 5 losses with him out there, gets knocked down to probably 1 or 2 losses on top of the, 3? I give 3 losses to Tua. I don't think the Bills game was to Tua. So that's 5 losses on Tua. Would you take a 12-5 season? I'll take a 12-5 season. He needs to stay healthy, but I'll go more into that. The defense. Is it going to be better under Vic Fangio? Is it going to be better until Jalen Ramsey comes back? That's another thing. The offensive line. How good is this offensive line going to be? Can we produce the run? Is it able to protect Tua? What's going on there? And obviously, Mike McDaniel, year 2, is he going to fix the mistakes that he's made when it comes to his challenges, his clock management, all that stuff, and the penalties? So again, there's a lot that I'm going to dive into more, but obviously I'm going to be fair. I'm about to talk about all the other teams in the division. I'm going to break down the Dolphins, and those are the storylines going into Miami. Now, let's start with the reigning, defending, undisputed AFC East champions of the world. Buffalo Bills fan, appreciate that and hit that subscribe button. The Buffalo Bills. Now, the Buffalo Bills, this is 2 years? 3 years? I'm not doing this to be a jerk. I'm literally, my thought process of time has completely changed now that I have a 2 going on to 3-year-old. So things were just off. You guys have been the AFC's champions for a hot minute, deservingly so. You guys have kind of run this division for, the past couple years. But here's your story, in my opinion, here's your storyline going into the season. Can the Bills get over the hump? What hump is that? Get to the Super Bowl. You guys have been a Super Bowl favorite for how many years? Can you get over that hump? Can you make it to the Super Bowl? I'm not going to bring up things. I'm not going to bring up jabs or anything. I'm trying to be super unbiased and just speak football fan to football fan. Can you guys get over that hump? Can you guys make it to the bowl? And then if that happens, can you win it? Because again, I'm not going to be that guy, but we all know where that comes from. Also, how much longer can Josh Allen carry that team? If Josh Allen goes down, that team goes from being a 13-win team to about a 6-7 win team. Josh Allen is the Buffalo Bills. That's why the fans love him. That's why Buffalo loves him. Josh Allen is the Buffalo Bills. He is the heart and soul of that team. His legs are the rushing leader of that team, and he has the ridiculous arm strength to prove everything together. But how long can he do it? How long can he carry the team? Coming from a Dolphins fan, Marino, he got burnt out at some points. He tore his Achilles. He had the knee. He had the back. It takes a toll on a quarterback to be everything. Is Josh Allen the Dan Marino of the Buffalo Bills? Is he the one that will get them to the Super Bowl but not win it? That's another storyline going into this year. Also, I know he came out and he said it's nothing. Stephen A., you don't know what you're talking about. When there's smoke, there's fire. Even Buffalo Bill fans, and I've worked with a bunch of the YouTubers, and Rico, and all these guys. When there's smoke, there's fire. There's something going on with Stephon Diggs and the Buffalo Bills. Whether it's Diggs and Allen, Diggs and McDermott, whoever. There's something going on. He's not happy, and I think he's not happy because of the first storyline. I told you guys, he's tired of almost getting there. He's did it with the Minnesota Vikings, against the Saints with that ridiculous catch, and he's getting tired of doing it with Buffalo. He wants a ring. He deserves a ring. He's a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL. There's going to be drama there. Can it be pushed aside? Can they just win the games and get into the playoffs and then hopefully do what they need to do? There's that storyline. And the last storyline I have for Buffalo, what's this defense going to look like? Now, Leslie Frazier's gone. Leslie Frazier supposedly was the reason for the Chiefs' loss. Again, I'm not going to talk about it. This is football fan. I'm not jabbing, trying to make any digs at you guys. Being respectful. Supposedly Leslie Frazier was the reason for that. And now that McDermott is taking over somewhat of the play calling on defense, is the defense going to take a turn? Is it going to get better? Or you guys did lose Edmonds. You got Carlos Hyde. You got Poyer. They're not getting younger. You got White. Benford on the other side. Milano's still Milano. He's still a good, linebacker. Oliver, Rousseau. Is the defense going to continue to be good? Like, obviously, week 1 is going to be a big tell and really tell us, you're going up against Aaron Rodgers and Wilson and all those, and, Dalvin Cook. Or are they going to take a step back? And is it going to be the offense that's carrying the defense? Which it's been that way for a hot minute. But that's kind of the storylines I got for Buffalo. Now we'll head to the next team, and that is the New York Jets. I didn't say New Jersey. Again, for each of the teams, I'm being respectful. We're having a conversation. I'm not going to be a Dutch. So with the Jets, again, I'm from Jersey. I live in the Middlesex County, but born and raised in Bayonne. I wasn't far from the Meadowlands. It would always be the Meadowlands. So I hear everything. When it comes to the Jets, I hear everything. I listen to Boomer and Carton. I listen to Carton and Evans. Now Carton's with Fox. I listen to Boomer and Geo. I hear what the Jet fans are talking about. So I kind of know more of the storyline for the Jets than anyone else, right? And I know the misery the Jets have been through. So some of the Jet storylines. Starting with the obvious Aaron Rodgers. You guys go out, get a future Hall of Famer, a multiple MVP, Super Bowl MVP. The guy is, I'm not going to lie, if it was 6 years ago, I would have been banging the table to go get Aaron Rodgers because Aaron Rodgers is flipping Aaron Rodgers. That being said, was last year an enigma or is there a regression? Now, I'm not saying he has regressed. I'm saying that is a storyline going into the season. Is last year just because of the talent around him and because of certain circumstances, or is he starting to regress? Again, just like I said with Poyer and all those guys, he's not getting younger. Father Time always wins. Is he regressing? Now, he could still make those short throws. You saw that beautiful dot he threw to Wilson in the playoff game, in the preseason game against the Giants. But can he do it consistently throughout the season? Can he take a beating throughout a season? Because that's kind of another thing I have on here. Do I have one on here? I don't have it on here. But I'll coincide it. Your offensive line, what is it going to look like? Are your tackles going to be able to stay upright? Are your tackles going to be able to stay healthy? Are they going to be able to go up against some of the pass rush that they're dealing with and not have Rodgers constantly taking hits to the point where he's like, because you already had, the 2 calf strains already? So there's that question. Another storyline for the New York Jets. Can the defense continue the play? Now, I always make the comment that they didn't play very good quarterbacks last year. As much as that's true, right? You played a lot of backups. You played a lot of bad quarterbacks. Literally, you played Skylar Thompson twice. You played the Broncos backup. I think you played, there's a few backups. That being said, you also shut down Josh Allen twice. You also shut down Aaron Rodgers in Lambeau. Credit where credit's due. Your defense was dominant. Your defense was the reason you guys won. 7 before the collapse happened? It wasn't Zach Wilson. It was the defense. But can that defense continue? Can that defense continue to thrive? Or will there be a little bit of a setback? That's another storyline. Sophomore slump is another one. You got Sauce Gardner. You got Wilson. Breece Hall, he's dealing with coming back from a big injury, so I don't expect him to come back and be like a dynamic Breece Hall. Again, that's why you guys got Dalvin Cook. But the Sauce Gardner, the Wilson, sophomore slumps are a thing, right? And they won rookie offensive and defensive rookie of the year. Sophomore slumps are a thing, right? Do they happen to everyone? No. There's some guys who are like, sophomore what? Case in point, Joe Burrow, Super Bowl, second year. He's like, what are you talking about? But will it affect them, right? Wilson, I don't think so, because Rodgers, for some reason, loves the number 17. I kind of hope, Waddle will switch a jersey with Xavier Howard, and he'll wear 17 when we face you guys, so he can get some interceptions. But will there be a slump? Not saying there will, but again, that's a storyline going into the season for you guys. And the last storyline I have, and this is one that, again, I live in Jersey. I've lived in Jersey my whole 35, going to be 36 years on this earth. A little bit of an existential anxiety attack right there because I'm getting old. So I hear it. I hear everything. Will the Jets live up to the hype? There's a hype. There's a huge... You put on ESPN. That's literally ESPN Jets. Because all they talk about, obviously a lot of the NFL ESPN analysts are Jet fans, the hosts. But Jets Super Bowl. Are the Jets a Super Bowl team? Can the Jets get to the Super Bowl? Did Aaron Rodgers make the Jets a Super Bowl team? Did Dalvin Cook push them over to be a Super Bowl team? When you talk about the Jets, it's like I feel like I'm singing the Miami Dolphins fight song, but with the Jets. When you talk Jets, you constantly hear Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl. Can they live up to that hype? Because you gave up picks. I'm not saying crazy picks, but Aaron Rodgers is going to play the percentage. So you gave up a first. Can anything less than 11 wins is a failure. You cannot have the hype you have and drop 11 or less wins and not make the playoffs, or 11 and less wins and skirt into the playoffs. It's still successful because you got in the playoffs, but you can't have less than 11 wins. In my opinion, from all the hype I'm hearing about Aaron Rodgers and Sauce Gardner and Wilson and now Dalvin Cook and how good the defense is and Saleh is this and Aaron Rodgers is such a great teammate and all these things, hard knocks, and you can't not make the playoffs and you can't have less than 11 wins because then it's a failure. But that's to me. So that's the Jets. Finally, we get to the New England Patriots. New England Patriots are a little different. They are not the same team with Tom Brady. It is what it is. Some Patriot fans will agree on that. Some will call me a hater, but it's the God's honest truth. They are not the same team with Tom Brady. Now, one of the storylines is you look at the Jets and you hear it just like you hear Jets in Super Bowl, and the Bills are going to be the AFC champions again, and they're going to the Super Bowl, and you hear about the Dolphins and Tua not healthy and this, and that. With the Jets, they're not good anymore. On paper, they're not that great. You got Devontae Parker. I know about Devontae Parker. He's not great. You have all of these things that are saying, hey, they're going to end up fourth in the division, and da-da-da-da. A lot of this talk. Can they get past that? Can they prove that they're better than the people are making them out to be? You guys still have Bill Belichick as your head coach, right? That's one storyline. Can you get past that? Another, Mac Jones. As of right now of me recording this, I don't think you guys have added another quarterback. You might have, so correct me in the comment section if you have. But the fact you have one quarterback on the team is Mac Jones. You guys finally got him a legit offense coordinator, and Bill O'Brien. Is that going to pay off? Is Mac Jones going to now take that next step? Because last year he wasn't that good. Not saying he was bad, but he wasn't that good. He struggled. He made some dumb plays. He made some, horrible things. So obviously he didn't have an offensive coordinator. Why would you put Matt Patricia as the it was Bill Belichick trying to out Bill Belichick himself. But now that you got Bill O'Brien, is that going to take the offense and Mac Jones to that next level where he needs to be? Kind of like how we were waiting for Tua. All of a sudden last year, Tua went to the next level, but then he got injured. So all of a sudden there he goes, and it stalled because of the injury. Mac Jones, is he going to go to that next level? Defense. How long can that Patriot defense carry that team? Because that Patriot defense, obviously run by Bill Belichick and his crazy son. And again, it's not a dig, but his son looks crazy, especially with the haircut he has. How long can that defense carry that offense? Because the defense, when it comes to special teams and kick returns, winning them games, pick sixes, turnovers, all that stuff, the defense is the heart and soul of that Patriot team right now and the run game. How long can they sustain that? How long, with the guys they have on defense, can they sustain that? And then finally, it all comes down to one person, right? It was always Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, right? Who is the real reason they won Super Bowls? Who is the real, guy who should get credit for their success in the dynasty? Tom Brady leaves, and the Patriots go downhill. Is it Tom Brady? Me personally, I say yes. I think the combination of Brady and Belichick, a very good head coach and a very good quarterback put together, makes a dynasty. Now with Bill Belichick, how much longer does he have in the tank? Is one of my storylines and my last storyline going into the 2023 season, because he, again, like Poyer, like Aaron Rodgers, I'll even throw Teron Armstead in there, and like Bill Belichick, Father Time always wins, and they're not getting any younger. How much longer does Bill Belichick have? How much longer does he want to do this, as well as how much longer is Kraft going to give him to try to right the ship? Because there are rumbles. Again, I don't live in the New England area, but there's some type of rumbles on the internet of, is Bill Belichick on the hot seat? If they end up fourth again in the division and don't make the playoffs, that's how many years? 2 years in a row they didn't make the playoffs, whereas in 2021, first round out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how much longer is Bill Belichick going to be around to do this? So those are my storylines. If I missed any, again, if you're a Bills fan or a Jets fan or a Patriot fan, what's a storyline you're thinking about with your team going into the season? Like I said, with me and the Dolphins, for me, it's Tua's health. How is the defense going to do under Fangio and without Jalen Ramsey, the offensive line, Mike McDaniel? Those are my thoughts. What are yours on the Dolphins, as well as any I missed for your team? Comment below. Let me know what you guys think. And again, if you're a Jets, Patriots, Bills fan, if you liked what I did, if you felt, hey, he wasn't being, a Dutch, as I like to say, and he was kind of fair in his analyst, even though he was off on some things, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to be making picks and trying to do AFC East things all season, so I'd appreciate it. But other than that, I'll see you guys tomorrow or later today again, if there's breaking news or anything or more additions, because the practice squad only has 8 players. They can add another 8. I'll make a video later tonight. But other than that, like usual, stay classy. If it's out.